Yeah, as you can see by the title of this video, the women's division is making me freaking cynical right now. Because, where to even begin? Let's start off with the Raw women's division, okay? I don't think it's as bad as the SmackDown women's division, but I'll get to that in a minute. The Raw women's division, it's got more good wrestlers on there than SmackDown does. I mean, for example, Sasha Banks, not the biggest Sasha Banks fan, she can wrestle. Alexa Bliss, not the biggest fan of her, but she can wrestle. Bayley, she can wrestle. Ember Moon, love her, she can wrestle. Let's see, Nia Jax, I think she's kind of overrated, and her in-ring skills are pretty generic, but I don't have too much of a problem with her as Raw Women's Champion because I was tired of seeing Alexa Bliss as Raw Women's Champion. She already held it for over 200 days. But, Ruby Riott. Now, the Riott Squad as a stable, I think it sucks. All right, it has three women wrestlers who have no chemistry together. Like they're all different from one another. But Ruby Riott, she can wrestle. All right, no denying that. I actually like Ruby Riott. She's actually one of my favorite women wrestlers in the WWE right now. But the Riott Squad is terrible. I mean, it has Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan has an entertaining character, okay, but she can't wrestle. Sarah Logan, she's just there. I mean, you barely see anything out of her. You barely hear from her. You barely hear her speak. Like, she's just there. Yeah. Now let's move on to the SmackDown Women's division. It has really good wrestlers like Charlotte Flair. Well, I'll say one thing bad about Charlotte Flair. She can't make any bad wrestler look good, but I'll get to that in a minute. It has Becky Lynch. She is being ruined by the WWE creators right now, being looked at as jobber. That wasn't the case last night when she beat Charlotte Flair. But yeah, she's very underrated and poorly used. And Asuka, I mean, her streak did get a little bit old. I'm not going to deny that. But let's see, who else? Yeah, there you go. Now let's move on to the untalented superstars. You've heard me rant about the following people over and over again. First, Carmella. She's currently the SmackDown Women's Champion. She is trash. She is garbage. She is the worst. The worst woman wrestler in WWE today, in my opinion. The iconic duo, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. They suck. Name one thing that they have done besides be jobbers throughout NXT and how they are in WWE right now. Billie Kay couldn't even beat Lana, for God's sake. She lost to Lana in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. What further proof do I need? Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose is absolutely beautiful, but that's it. She's nothing more than eye candy. Just like Billie Kay and Peyton Royce are. She cannot wrestle her way out of a nutsack. Sonya Deville. I had such high expectations out of her. I really thought that she could be this irresistible force like thing. I thought that she could actually be good, but I was wrong. I thought because of her MMA background, she would be very tough in the ring, but I was very wrong. I mean, that wasn't the case with Shayna Baszler. I mean, the NXT women's division is actually probably the best women's division right now in WWE. Because it actually has a lot of talented women wrestlers there. And Shayna Baszler is one of them. She has an MMA background. She's friends with Ronda Rousey. She is actually very good. I'm very impressed with her. But to have someone with an MMA background like Sonya Deville, how come she can't wrestle? Like, what was the point of having her on the roster if she's not that good in WWE? Come to think, back then we had some awesome women wrestlers like Trish Stratus, greatest woman wrestler of all time. We had Lita. We had let's see. Well, we still have Mickie James. She's a 6-time women's champion. She is one of the greatest women wrestlers ever. We had those people, Now we have jokes like these people. Well, most of these people that I just mentioned. Some are still actually very good to this day. And you know, I want to say this: every time I see a terrible night of Raw, a terrible night of SmackDown, a saving grace for me is 205 Live and NXT. I love 205 Live. You know, it's you know I love it. It's got very interesting storylines. It's got the best matches I've seen in the WWE today. That match last week between Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight Championship, that was awesome. And NXT, I know you heard me say that I didn't watch NXT during that rant on Kairi Sane getting Pearl Harbor chants, you know. But I actually started watching it like a month ago, and it has some such talented people there. Like I said, it has a much better women's division than the main roster does. And, you know, that kind of surprised me because the NXT people are just the rookies, you know, just starting out in WWE, you know. But at least someone who's actually talented is their women's champion, Shayna Baszler. You know, she is actually really good in the ring, and she's very intimidating. You know, and there's other actually talented people, like there's Kairi Sane, there's Nikki Cross, she's my favorite NXT woman wrestler right now. There's Dakota Kai. There's well, yeah, you basically get the idea. You know, that's all I can name off that I can see are really talented. I mean, I think Lacey Evans is pretty talented, but I can't stand that stupid feminist gimmick. And the main roster women actually freaking suck compared to compared to the NXT women's division. And I know I'm gonna probably get some comments saying, "Oh my God, you just hate the women's division. You're probably sexist." No, first of all, I'm not sexist, and no, I do not hate the women's division. I hate the direction it's going in. All right, I am actually a supporter of women's wrestling. All right, I think women should have the right to wrestle. But why have untalented people like Carmella as your SmackDown Women's Champion? Like that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Dave Meltzer was right. I mean, he's not the most reliable person, but he actually has some experience with wrestling. Yo, and Carmella shot on him saying, "Who?" for giving her a 1 star on her match with Charlotte Flair at Backlash. Backlash was probably probably the worst pay-per-view I've ever seen in WWE history. It was absolutely freaking terrible. And Dave Meltzer was absolutely right to give her 1 star because she can't wrestle. And Charlotte Flair couldn't even make her look good. Like, she is that bad. Yeah, the women's division's making me cynical. It's making me very, very freaking cynical. I don't know what you guys think about this. Hopefully some people agree with me. If some people don't agree with me, fine, I don't care. But I know that there are people out there that know how I feel. I've watched YouTubers talk about this, and that makes me so happy I can relate to someone. Yeah, moral of this, the women's division is going in a really bad direction, except for NXT's women's division. Well, what do you guys think of this? Post down some below, let me know what your opinion is on this. If you like this video, thumb it up. If you hate this video, thumb it down. All my social media and my Patreon will be down below in the description box. And be sure to subscribe and become a member of the GW faction and journey to 1,000 subscribers. See you later.